bonus.
Ah, that's really useful to know, actually.
So it's not just the last person. It's like the last half of the people.
It's the bottom half. I don't know what the answer is for odd numbers of players, so, but fortunately we're not odd, so to speak.
So I'll just wait till you goes.
Which is interesting. But meanwhile, I'm making buco bucks.
Yeah, maybe. So I'm pretty much always playing scientific these days, and
I like scientific.
Scientific colony
Yeah.
founded.
Yeah, I like scientific a lot, for sure.
I'm trying to force myself not to play scientific. I kept saying I hate expansive, so I've forced myself to play expansive both these games.
Well, the other issue with scientific is once you get used to playing scientific, it's kind of hard to, like, adjust, you know?
What an excellent location for a lab. Well done on finding
Scientific colony founded.
the day is ticking, and there is much.
Everyone's scientific except me.
Yeah.
I like scientific so much. I'm so jealous.
High levels of silicon found.
Oh man, I forgot that on CEO I can't even afford to build a steel mill right off the bat. I had to actually like sell stuff to build that. Wow.
Oh yeah.
This is
Not good, huh?
yeah, it's a little rough.
And you also have 454 in share price. I'm tempted to buy some shares in you like right away.
It's, oh man. I forgot the black market is more expensive too. The claim for me costs 4,000.
Are you kidding me? This bid, I just upgraded, so I have a claim, but I can't claim it now. Like, that was my plan.
Had your eye on it? Oh, that's hilarious.
You people are nuts. That is so much
I'm
money.
just mad now.
Just sitting it out.
Like,
I
if you watch my video, you'll see me like, upgrade Britain lit. Okay, hit C. Oh, I can't click and take the claim because there's a freaking auction on it. So mad.
That's funny.
I'm probably gonna lose now, but I needed that.
20,000 in debt. That's going to be hard to come back from.
Colony expanded.
I had to push you on that because that's like one of the only ways I can get a claim, basically, is taking on massive debt.
Yeah, but you didn't know the extent of my spite.
No.
I'm fueled by rage. That's exactly what it is.
I see someone bought a claim, now it costs me 6,000.
There should be maybe a pop-up that lets you see maybe when someone actually, like a little visual indicator that something's gone up in price. Aside,
Yeah,
I
flash or
guess,
something.
maybe being the guy who pays attention is more valuable. I don't know.
Our growth is surpassing my most optimistic projections.
Where to go from here?
Power.
Power would be good. I think you're right.
Surprised steel is so high. Anyone working a steel factory, or sorry, iron is so high. Is anyone working a steel factory and buying iron?
My steel is, let's see, we got 3 scientific in the game.
Yeah, we're not going to see a lot of iron, I think.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Except for you, Quill.
Which is actually, there is a actually at this point already kind of famous game of someone who won a game as scavenger without any carbon. They got all their carbons got nuked right at the beginning, but the trick was everyone else in the game was scientific, so this person just instead grabbed the iron, produced as much iron as they could, and then built like 2 or 3 hacker arrays and shorted iron like crazy, and no one else had iron, so they just sold all of it and then bought everyone out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the initial
But
price for
that's-
all things is like what, 2,000?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's when you have 3 scientific in this game. Like, probably no one's gonna be producing water, right?
Right.
So water could actually become a problem.
Well, it's always my plan to grab one of that triple water right near, who is that? Oh, the captain. Soren. Because I'm gonna need a little water.
Well, that's literally why I found it here. But it's also sad when you can't get the claims that you found it to get the tiles that you found it next to.
7,000, 8,000.
Pirates. I hate those filthy bandits.
Oh, you're taking my steel. That's not acceptable. Shut that down. How long will the pirates stick around?
Until they get 200
Oh,
steel.
are you kidding me? Fuck,
Yeah.
mutiny. Again, watch my video. I'm hovering over it with the goon squad selected,
Oh,
and like, what?
seriously?
I'm trying to click. Why is nothing working?
I think that geotherm is haunted or something. It's like a cursed geotherm.
It's so annoying.
I noticed you turned off your steel mills.
Yeah.
Is that because of power?
No, it's because of the pirates.
Well, they'll just sit there for the rest of the game.
Well, that's not
Unless
cool.
you're like, I'm going to research teleportation. Screw you, pirates.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. They
That's-
take 200 resources, right? And they give half to the enemy.
Well, okay. So basically, each blimp has about a 50-50 shot of making it through. So, like, some of your blimps will make it through, but basically the pirates stick around until they get 200 something, whatever that is. Like, if you wanted, you could, I guess, delete your steel mills and build iron mines, and then I'll get the iron instead of the steel. But
Oh, so you're admitting that they're your pirates.
oh, I see what you did there.
He's sneaky, Arumba. You don't trust him for anything.
Wow, that was.
Secret colony expanded.
Well,
I
nice,
didn't
nice.
think that.
Yeah, nice work with the pirates then. I mean, it's fine. There's so much aluminum on this map. There's a lot of everything, really.
Yeah,
Let's
except
see.
for one resource. Oh, that's nice. Someone claimed the high carbon and just put the solar panel on it.
That would be me. My solar panel.
Yeah, it's a good idea. People forget to do that. If you're just grabbing a claim for a solar power, grab a resource, right? You might as well.
Yeah, you never know. Carbon could become valuable later.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure Quill's probably going to be putting some goons on that thing, huh? What do you think the chances
Yeah.
are?
On my screen, I was zoomed in on it, and I was just click, 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 waiting for the timer to go off.
Yeah.
Not that I put any goons on there, of course, no.
No, why would
Go
you
ahead,
do that?
use some sort of attack. It's fine.
New pack up for auction. Bidding will begin at
3,000. 4,000.
You sure you can afford that? I see you've got some extra debt.
It's our underrated tech, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't rate it high because I usually have my power all kinds of different places, but that might be a mistake.
I know. Oh, okay.
I got 9,000 bucks. I was like, oh, I can finally do something, and then start making a run on my stock.
Well, I don't know. I've found that like the earlier you get aggressive with buying stock, usually the better.
Yeah, no, it pays off for sure.
But also, there's two strategies: buy early and like wait for the share price, like the price of materials to come down after everyone else hits level 5, or be the first level 5 and go for the early off-world shipping.
Yeah. Yep.
It's tough. It's tough to decide which way is better. So you're still stealing my steel. Stop that.
Unfortunately, steel is kind of crushed. I wish I could steal with some glass. I should have waited. Oh, you found an extra silicon. That's good. But you need a slant drilling. That way your glass furnace can pull from that other silicon.
Yep, that's the plan. You may notice I'm rapidly acquiring patents.
Yeah, I see you're working on something. Not teleportation to get my pirates?
I don't care about that steel. Steel's
Yeah, you shouldn't now.
That's sacrificial steel at this point. I really need another claim though. Problem
Yeah, you
is,
can do that by upgrading.
yeah, upgrading what? I'm losing money.
I should have gone robotic. I forget how hard ECO is.
Robotic is easier, you find?
Well, I mean, you only have, you don't need life support, so you have a little more flexibility, right? Like, as long as you get your power taken care of, you can survive as robotic.
Yeah, I like the robots. The concept behind robots is fun for me.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Ooh, silicon's expensive.
New land
See, you're scaring me when it says like you
bidding will be denied.
you are in the lead, and then it's like that's not me. It's
Yeah.
somebody else.
Totally not you. 8,000.
Yeah, people put funny names like that in, you know, first-person shooters too. I like himself for that, you know. Arumba has killed himself with the rocket launcher.
I made the mistake of upgrading without any resources. Like often you want to hit the upgrade button as soon as you can, but then if you upgrade and you don't actually have any resources left to build something with, like why did you upgrade? It doesn't do you any good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, steel is $2? I'll take some of that.
Yeah, I bought some when it was $1. Or no, steel. Oh, I meant iron. I bought it when it was like $1.
Yeah. Actually, I should turn off my steel mills now. I got 300 steel. I will do that. No, I'm making actually some money on power.
I'm doing all right with it.
Scientific colony expanded.
And I really like wind power more than solar. I know you don't get as much bang for your buck, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're actually bumping it up 20% the next patch. So,
Bumping what up?
wind power.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Because right now they're actually about equal. If you do the math on the
Yeah,
66% power for
perception thing, and people are. We'll see. One of the nice things about having a year to go is we can definitely bump around the numbers a number of times just to see what happens.
Is that really what you're figuring, about a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
wow. I didn't realize it was still that early in development.
Yeah. Well, we really focus on food. Oh.
Sweetie.
I can pick either oxygen or food. I can't do both. May have chosen poorly. But yeah, we focus on getting a playable game as early as possible. So that's why we have like a game that works very well, even though there's still a lot of things missing.
So, like, one of the things I noticed is that when you play the campaign mode, there's this city in the center that has, like, a population that grows. Is that kind of, like, in the multiplayer game, though, too?
It is in the multiplayer game. It doesn't kind of have as big of an impact outside the campaign. Like, in the campaign, if the colony dies, everyone will lose, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A new claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin at
12,000.
See, Quill is really climbing up there.
20.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, thank you.
Aww.
Thanks, Phil.
That's all right. I'll put the claim to good use.
sold.
Oh, gosh, here he goes. He's going to knock him out.
No, that was me.
Oh,
The
okay.
one nice thing about a lot of debt is theoretically sometimes you can buy up all your own stock.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
That's the one hidden
Theoretically.
lining. Silver lining, yeah. Usually you pay a little more attention to your stock price than everyone else does, so like I think you guys actually should have been a little more aggressive with my stock price.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I felt guilty, though. I didn't want to...
Oh, guilty inside.
Yeah, that would have been mean.
No.
Expansive colony expanded.
Everything is so expensive.
Yep.
If I could please...
Steel is still just totally worthless. For For a long time, I just think of steel as being so important. That's why I always tell people at the beginning of the game, build a couple steel mills. But lately, in the games I've been playing, steel has really crashed early.
In single player, it's really important, but I find in multiplayer, a lot of people do go steel. But you can at least you can replace the labs after or the mills with something else.
Yeah.
Like you're not locked into it for forever.
Well, the question is, do you found... Now, I'm starting to think it's a good idea found near the iron. Because then, like, if steel crashes, you can delete the mills and do something else with it. Whereas water stuff, like, I found it near the water, but truth to be told, like, you'll always find something to do with the water, right?
Yeah, it seems like there's a cycle, right? Early game, it's iron and steel. Middle game, it is, it's going to be your oxygen, fuel, and maybe aluminum and glass. And then late game, it's water, food, oxygen.
Yep.
Seems to go in that order almost every time.
Ooh, is someone shorting food?
I sure hope
Wow.
not. That seems like something Quill might do with his hacker. No, you.
No.
You has the
Layla,
hacker.
you have the hacker. Oh, I see a smile on the other side of the room. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Ah!
You were at 70. You were at 70 cents a share.
Was I? Okay, well,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I'm looking at the stock chart right now. That definitely tells a story.
Apparently, I accidentally built an engineering lab instead of a hacker array.
Well, interesting setup. You bought me, but you're only level 3, whereas both Quill and you could be building. Okay, you just got up in the off-world market, and theoretically Quill could get one up pretty soon. So even though you bought me, it's still I think anyone's game. Well, not my game. Nope, and there goes Quill's off-world market.
Yeah, we're just getting all the high-level buildings going now.
Yeah.
So what did I acquire from you, the captain? I gained.
Well, you got a couple wind power. You got some farms, which will help you. The nice thing about buying scientific is that, well, you're scientific anyway. But basically, if like a robotic person buys a scientific, their farm still stays scientific. So like they'll still suck up the water from their tiles.
Ah, does that work also when you do a mutiny?
Yep. So, yeah, that's kind of the reason why we gave the sabotage bonuses to the scientific is because they're kind of like the most vulnerable. Well, they're vulnerable to certain types of sabotage. Like, definitely they can get mutinied hard. And they're definitely the people you target with pirates because they're most likely to be shipping steel and glass and so on. But on the other hand, their buildings tend to be all over the map. So they're not going to get EMP'd as much, right?
Yep.
Whereas an expansive, like if you look at Quill is sort of the classic expansive colony, which is just like a whole bunch of junk just surrounding the colony, right? Like you could just you could put an EMP right between that farm and hydrolysis or electrolysis reactor and knock out like 9 of his buildings. Oh, and someone just knocked out his off-world market. Who did that?
I'm thinking, I don't know, but I think has been pretty.
You're blaming my
pretty
wife?
aggro. Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
No offense, but yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It says
Or
you.
maybe the most possible offense.
Yeah.
Like,
you
pretty
has
good.
bought some of your stock. It's just like funny the way that it says that.
You has bought shares of your stock, yes. We've got some grammatical issues here.
I'm still level 3. This is not looking good. It's weird.
Well, you got what to do with my colony, I guess. You must be making tons of food, though, right?
Maybe. Possible.
I mean, I'm looking at your stuff. You got 43 grand in resources if you sell everything. That should be enough to upgrade you, right?
I could, but I don't know. I think I'm a little bit late to the Offworld Shipping Company thing. Stop buying me, Will.
Well, see, the one nice thing about having 2, you just gotta survive because you actually have a really big advantage in this game if you can survive because you have 2 colonies, so you can have 4 off-world markets. They can only have 2, but you have to find a way to survive.
14,000.
So in your case, I would almost focus on buying your own stock because the longer the game goes on, the better it is for you.
Yeah. Well, I've been buying
Because
some, but
Yeah, they'll always be stuck at 2 off-road markets. And it looks like they're both doing pretty good. Well, with that, your stock is all gone. Now Quill's the only one left on the board. Who got thinking machines? Whoa, Arumba's list all the patents. Oh, so you got all the patents too. Well,
maybe.
that's-
maybe.
Okay, you got slant drilling, perpetual. You got a bunch of great patents. You've got the pleasure dome. Okay, that makes sense. So you could do a lot. We don't have carbon scrubbing. You have slant drilling.
I just let Quill take it because he already had 60k in debt. And
Oops, let's back up. Make sure are my steel mills on, the ones that you got for me.
yeah, looks like it.
If you have a claim, I would build a third steel mill to get the triangle.
Yeah, the holy triangle. It's good. 100
Because
damn, steel is it's a lot.
is someone shorting steel? Let me see. What would that make sense for? I don't see a bunch of steel from Quill.
Well, I've got this is the game. You remember the last game we played? I was complaining about not being able to get nanotech machines or whatever they're called. I just rebuilt 3 steel mills because I can do that. I can instantly switch to a different thing. I love that.
Right.
I love having nanotech. It's awesome. Layla has 2. You has 2 steel mills. I think that steel shortage might have been real. Well, wait, there was 2 of them. Okay, that looks suspicious. There were 2 steel shortages in a row. Wait, Quill, you don't have any steel?
I did. Not anymore.
Oh,
And now-
I see. You're telling me you deleted them, right? Okay.
Yeah, and I might have to switch back, but for now,
What? Damn!
Oh.
here's what I need to do.
Who had all the money for that?
Scientific colony expanded.
Oh,
Wow.
you! She's running away. Damn. Now you don't get any of my patents though. Those are proprietary.
They're all gone now. They're stuck with Arumba.
Good luck, Quill. I don't think you're gonna make it.
No, me either. I think we should have pumped up her difficulty as well. Too pro
keep
for
in
me.
Playing on a trackpad.
Talking, that's probably why.
Okay, so your advantage is you do have an industrial lab. She doesn't have that. So if you could really boost up something you're producing that's worth a lot, steel maybe.
8,000.
Oh, and you only have one off-road market. Yeah, it's going to be rough.
It's gonna be really rough. I do have enough money for.
There are EMPs and power surges are cheap, so at least buy those and find out if she has goon squads on them.
Yeah, I'm getting EMP'd.
Oh,
See, okay, I really feel like if a country, or sorry, not, I call it a country because I play a lot of EU4. If a company gets bought out, those patents should go up for grabs again.
Yeah, I may add that as a game option because it's definitely something that bugs people. But I mean, we played that way, and one of the problems we found a lot is there's kind of confusion when you buy someone's out. You're kind of absorbing all their stuff, right? And if they have patents, it just kind of makes it a little bit more confusing.
Right, but you don't get them though.
Scientific colony expanded.
It is debatable. You know, what we may need to do is turn on something where the biggest problems are cold fusion and water engine. Because right now when you get them, you can't turn them off, especially cold fusion, right? So if you buy someone and they have cold fusion and the price of water is really high, like suddenly you might start tanking. Because now, like, you can't use your energy to power your buildings, you have to use water. But I think I need to add a switch where people can basically turn those patents on and off.
Yeah, that'd be neat if you could control it and just say, yeah. Because when you upgrade your car to be powered off of
Scientific colony.
they do that where you can use like natural gas or regular fuel. You have a switch. It's not something where it's like one or the other.
Right.
That'd be cool.
I am also concerned about the fact of just like there'd be a certain level of sameness if, like, when you get to the end of the game, basically everyone has all the patents. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on this question. I'm having a hard time deciding, honestly.
Well, at least if they, like, my proposal would just be like they go up for grabs again, like they've never been researched at all. And now anyone can grab them. That would be, at least then they'd be available.
Right. That's reasonable.
But then they don't have to worry about like, oh yeah, I suddenly got all the water patents and now I'm screwed. You'd have to actually pay to get them.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. And if there's a specific patent you wanted, you could, aim to knock that player out first so that you can get it yourself.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So who's gonna win? It's $51 to $38.
My God, gotta see how much money she's saving up. All right, she doesn't have that much, luckily, but
Well,
she's got a lot more resources.
Yeah, you have a lot more funds than she does. You're sitting on about $400,000 of stuff. She only has 120.
So is that resources number like what you would get if you just liquidated all of your assets?
Yes. If you hit Control Shift down, that's what you would get.
Wait, what? Was
What?
it- Say that again?
Oh, Control Shift down sells everything you have.
Since when? Where? How do you know this?
How do I know this? Pro tip.
I mean, well,
Sorry.
okay. I think I know why you know, but like, where in the game were we supposed to learn that shortcut?
On the forums, we
Oh.
have a hot post.
Oh, I see. Control Shift down liquidates inventory. Okay, so it'll sell things even at $1 a share.
Yeah, they'll just sell
Wow.
everything. So that'll figure out how much you would get if you did that. It's just an interface convenience, essentially. Like, you can still do it any other way. Okay, you're sitting at 500,000. Let's see, how much you need to get her? She's at 50. You need to buy 7 shares. Each of those shares is 100,000. You need 700,000.
Yep.
So
So-
you are 100,000 for buying her.
So have you? Are you familiar with my interface like obsession? Do you know that I'm like the interface
no.
guy? Okay.
Okay.
Well, since I've got you here, I've got a question or a request. You know how when you hover over your debt, you can see like the amount that you're losing on each of those ones? Could we have a total like that you don't have to have like just right below the debt? It should just say like minus 300, minus 400. Like this is what you're losing every tick. So you don't have to hover over it and add them up.
Oh, okay. So you just mean you want to see the rate.
Yeah, total column. Like you've got all these,
Right.
you've got quantity for everything, but there's no total.
Just see next to energy. Like if you're losing energy, you see how much you're losing. So you just want to see the total in debt.
Yeah, it'd be
The
cool.
total per second debt. Okay, yeah, that's
Or,
reasonable. We
or,
can-
or what you're gaining. It could say like, you're gaining 300, and then if you hover over it, it'll show you the composite. Like, where's that coming from? Coming from
Sure,
energy.
sure.
It's coming from Pleasure Dome. Because the Pleasure Dome's not even listed anywhere.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Sorry. Okay, I'll stop doing that though, because I'm known for doing that way too much. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine. I'll mention it to our UI guy. It's fun. I mean, I think that's a good suggestion. But we have kind of like a running joke every time someone suggests something that puts more numbers on the interface. We're like, yes, that's what this game needs is more numbers.
Well,
Like, clear.
it is about corporate stock trading and black marketing and privateering and all that. And it's-
She stole your Offworld market.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
she was
okay. The
waiting-
off-world market's not making that much money for me. I'm gonna be honest.
if
Is
you
it? Fuel is 400. Iron is 237. I'm gonna turn off your steel mills.
if you privateer, or sorry, not privateer, if you mutiny an off-world market, I noticed that you can like prepare a launch using it.
Yeah, you can use it.
How long does it actually take to fire one missile?
Each launch is 60 seconds, and the mutiny lasts 2 minutes. So basically, you'll get off one launch. But the all of the things that you work on, like patents, research, launches, they're actually, and I know this makes no sense thematically, but they're actually preserved, like outside of the buildings themselves. So what that means is, let's say you start a launch with 30 seconds left on the mutiny. You'll go halfway through the launch. They'll get their building back. But the next time you have an off-world market, it'll just automatically continue finishing that launch, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
That's cool. So even if you
I just used that Control Shift down button.
Oh, you did it! Oh no!
wow, I want to try that now. I want to use that button.
Well, I mean, I was legitimately saving up a lot of stuff, and I could have sold pretty fast. Most of it was a couple of different resources, but
Right.
whoo,
You were making. What were you making the money on? Was it fuel?
selling some fuel. A lot of it is I did stockpile a fair amount of iron, and then shorted the price up. But food, I had a good supply of. I guess I
Okay.
could find. Where's that graph? Oh,
I
there
got a
we
lot
go.
of good game.
Yeah. Well, that resource graph is crazy.
It would be nice if on the stats display for resources, where it gives you the spreadsheet, it would be nice if you could sort by a column.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be cool. Look
So
at
yeah,
these.
apparently I made the most money from selling water.
That's funny. Look at the insane resource chart and look at the history of food. It went up to
Yeah.
380, and by the end of the game, it was like $1. That's pretty nuts.
Wow.
Were you shorting or not? Were you surplusing water?
Let's see.
Because
Take a
it
look at
feels
you.
like some.
Yeah.
Oh, there's stats.
Yes, you surplus water 3 times because you're afraid how much money you was making off of water.
Well, I was running out of water too.
Oh, you're running out of water. Yeah. Okay, that was probably a pretty good move. How close were you to buying them out?
Just too close, actually.
Like seconds away?
Yeah, I was just gonna sell everything.
Well, I
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
you sold one of your shares.
Yeah.
And when
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
that, I was like, A, I should buy that. B, that probably means you're prepping for a
Just
gig.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's usually the sign. When someone sells one of their shares, you know they're going for the end. But
But if he
they're
spends
locked
money
out.
buying me,
Right.
then he's, you know.
The trick is they're locked. When you sell a share, you're locked out for 8 seconds. So it gives the other player time to potentially, buy and then do a buyout.
There's no lockout when you buy a share, though, right?
There is. When you buy someone else's share, you get a 4-second cooldown.
Okay, but not your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your own, you can buy them as fast as you want to. Wow, that was really close.
Yeah.
It was a very intense game. I think one of the big things is I've really come to appreciate the engineering lab that improves your output.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
it's useful. It's very.
And it's cheaper at the end. It's cheaper than trying to get more claims so that you can change resources. So what I do is I get a chemical lab going, and I make sure that I can upgrade things that have shortages. I can't find it anywhere in the graphs here.
It's called technology. Yeah, I see you got 3 upgrades for fuel.
Oh, I'm looking at you. That's the problem.
The-
Yeah,
well,
so
the-
water, food, and fuel all got upgraded.
in electronics, and you had only one off-world going on for you.
Yes.
Right.
So that wasn't bringing in the money.
It's pretty
So-
crazy. You made 140 off-world, and you made 1.2 million.
Mhm.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. I used to off-world a lot. Now I don't do it as much.
Yeah, off-world is really a key. I mean, all of the other stuff is pretty cool, but off-world is the key. I mean, that's how I basically was able to buy everyone else.
Yeah.
That was really good. I did not expect Quill to reverse it. I thought you had it for sure.
I thought so too.
Sure, I just was like,
I bet.
playing around.
I bet.
People, putting some off-world around them. I should have focused more on.
You made a lot of money off for it. You made 220,000 off of water, 150,000 off of food, 160 off of iron. How often do you see that? Right, not very often.
I
See-
shorted it like 3 times, 4 times, something like that, and drove it up.
Yeah.
I bet if Quill didn't know about control shift down, he would have lost.
I think that's probably true.
I mean,
Probably
you
too.
guys think about it this way, it would make you feel better, is that it was 3 people playing against me, including Soren.
Yeah. You had to theorize, you would have had to have bought us
And
all.
only one's gonna have to sleep next to me tonight, which is not.
Well, I'm sure this is the sort of game that can put some real strain on relationships.
Oh, not at all. He always wants to go to bed, and I keep pushing for one game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Cool.
It's awesome that way. I should have really just kind of got into the game before it got released. We just lead different lives totally. And now that, I'm introduced to it, I just, I'm on Twitch, I'm watching people play, learning from them. It's a whole different twist. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I suspect you're probably planning on getting some sort of ranked multiplayer matchmaking system in here.
Yep. Yeah,
that-
Stardock is building something that's kind of like sort of their own version of Battle.net, basically.
Nice.
Because this is the issue right now is there there's just it's kind of chaos, right? You're just jumping into all sorts of games, and we need to figure out a way to put people together, of who are of the right level. Also people can go in as teams, teams of 2, match them up against other good teams of 2. And I mean, it's just the whole multiplayer is fun if you're playing someone who is relatively the same level as you are. So, that's the important thing. I mean, the thing I'm concerned about is whether the multiplayer audience will be big enough. It's hard to judge from now, but obviously right now it's not hard to find a game at all. But the game is new, so the hope is that that community sustains itself and makes matchmaking worthwhile by the time we get there.
I suppose one of the things that could happen is you do have a handicapping system in there. So, if ideally you try to matchmake people based on similar skills, but if there's a skill differential, you can always throw in a handicap or an option of one.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'm just not sure how people would perceive of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tricky. I mean, 'cause I think it would totally work, but I don't know. I think I'm just not sure. The other issue is, this is one of the few RTSs that actually kind of works as a free-for-all, right? But we need to kind of figure out a way to give out points or whatever it's going to be relative to your success, which should be more than simply one person lost and one person won and 7 people lost, right? we need to figure out a way of like kind of figuring out who's kind of like the second best player, the third best player, and so on. Make them feel better about the game.
You could do some sort of award system. I've seen some games, so and so produced the most goods, so and so made the most money selling on worlds, made the most money off world.
Sure, it's so there's still something to aim for. Yeah, and I was thinking you could even just do it like sort of rank people by what their highest stock price was, whether or not they got bought out. So it doesn't necessarily matter if you made it all the way to the end if your stock price was never good. But yeah, we got a lot of things to think about in that regard.
I mean, you guys played a good game, but I think the fact that you were talking gave me an advantage. That's honesty. Like, I was just doing all sorts of things when you guys were talking. I don't think I'm really that good. But it's just like, oh God, they are really distracted. I'm just going to go ahead and do these things.
It does make a difference because it is a fast-paced game. I do know that, like in the last match, I think PB had a bit of an edge in that he wasn't part of the chat. So we were asking questions and he was just focusing on crushing us.
Yeah, he wasn't. And when I talked to him, his voice was shaking. And you guys were just like having conversations. His voice was shaking. Like he was really, I just think, I mean, I had my heartbeat just kind of go up the roof just because I wanted to buy someone out at different points.
Yeah, when I heard you guys' video, I was like, the thing that stood out for me is like, how are these guys talking calmly while playing a multiplayer game? That seems really crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of practice, although I had quite a few viewers comment that my mouse was especially shaky in the video. And it was like, just adrenaline.
Ladder anxiety is what it comes to mind. It happens. It's real.
Wow, you bought more black market items than all three of us combined, Layla.
I know. You guys were distracted and I was just killing you.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to steal your glass. I need to steal his stuff. And, I'm going to nuke his off-world market. And I'm just going to protect myself. I bought all of the, goon squads, I think.
Yeah.
Goon squads are so good. It's goon squads and mutinies. Those are really the super good ones.
Yeah, and I use me all the time. They're perfect, and you didn't use them.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were able to win, considering the fact that you mutinied her
twice,
that
and
she
he caught
mutinied
one,
her.
and then I caught the next one, and I mutinied him again.
Yeah, I think you made a lot of money from his off-road market.
Oh, tell them about the mutiny. How if you mutiny, the goon squad goes away, and then you can mutiny again.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to see this a little bit. Like, so when if you have a mutiny, you're always concerned, right? Of like hitting, especially hitting off-road market, right? Like, is it protected by a goon squad, right?
Right.
But if in a game, especially with like 4 or 5 people, if you see someone got their off-world market mutinied, that's a great time for you to swoop in and mutiny the mutiny, right?
You can, yeah.
What is the defended? Doesn't it say defended though?
No.
Well, if someone mutinies it successfully.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
If like player A successfully mutinies player B, then player C can basically step right in and mutiny that off-world market back.
Can player A mutiny it back?
Yeah. Anyone can mutiny back. You could mutiny your own stuff back. I mean, I've seen that happen before.
Dorian.
Dorian. Our art director is notorious for bizarre strategies.
He's awesome. I call him specifically to give me bizarre strategies.
Well, sometimes he's mutinied things before, and then he's goon squatted things he's mutinied because he's expecting someone else to come along and steal it back from him or something like that. That's usually gives people a real surprise.
Wow. Next level mind games.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you did, Tim.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm going to wrap up my video just because it's getting kind of long, but I'm definitely going to want to keep talking if you guys are available. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for joining me. And this was Soren Johnson and his wife, and Quill18.
Hey.
See you next time.